What it is, what it is, what it is. It is your boy Hip Hop Karma. You are tuned into the Random Podcast Show, and today I have a special guest. Today my guest is Wes Haven. How you doing today, sir?
Hey, happy to be here. Thank you.
That's right. He's in the building. He's in the building.
Yes, sir.
How you been, man? Everything good?
Hey, ups and downs all along the road. It's been a tough year for everybody, but I'm keeping it pushing,
That's right. That's right,
It's
man.
been a real tough year, but taking the good with the bad, I got a lot of work done, so that's good. Got a lot of work
Let's
done.
talk about that. So let's get right into 2020, man. That was a crazy year. That was a year that I don't think anybody in their life has ever experienced. That's for
Yeah.
sure. We went to from no mask to mask and mandatory mask to stay in your house to you can't come outside to shit getting closed down to people that we knew we can't see to
Yeah, that was crazy. That whole part, like not being able to see your family
yeah,
or told you're not supposed to see your family.
yeah,
I guess it was even worse out here from what I saw of, Newsom with the Thanksgiving
yeah,
and Christmas
yeah,
get-togethers and all
yeah.
that. I'm out in AZ now, so they kind of a little more red state out there. They kind of letting things go,
Oh yeah, they're
letting
not
things fly.
okay.
No, we you got to wear your mask everywhere and all that, but um,
Is the restaurants open?
more open than here.
Yeah.
Definitely more open than Cali.
You can eat outside or something at least.
They got indoor, outdoor as long as there's spacing. It's like every other table.
Oh, okay, okay.
At most places, as long as they have like enough room, as long as they're set up to be able to make it happen, they can do it.
Right.
Um, so yeah, no live venues, no live music, but they were doing like live comedy shows at regular comedy clubs. Just I went to one of those and it was like I don't even think they did limited seating. It seemed like full
Wow.
capacity.
Wow. Okay.
So that was going on. We saw the Tyson fight, and that was like shoulder to shoulder. The Tyson Jordan Jones
Damn.
Jr.
Yeah, yeah,
at
yeah, yeah.
Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the only spot we could find to see it. Everywhere was sold out.
Damn. Okay,
So
okay.
they do. It's a little more normal, but still, yeah, everything's affected. I was up in Portland for a bit, and that was crazy, bro. Because
Yeah.
they just passed all that. All drugs are legal to or decriminalize all
Right,
drugs.
right.
So you can have an
An
ounce of
this,
meth
this,
or heroin,
yeah, some
and it's
crazy
just
shit.
barely a slap. You don't even have to go to court. It's just a fine.
So, were the people tripping
But
on that? Was it a different atmosphere when you went
yeah,
back out there?
so honestly, like rolling around Portland was like I thought to myself, I didn't realize Portland had seceded from the United States. It was like a
Yeah.
whole nother place. The homeless people run the city pretty much. You can't tell them if they set up an encampment, you can't tell them to move. If they
Wow.
set up their tent
Wow.
right in front of a business or right in front of somebody's front, to on
Yeah.
their sidewalk in front
Yeah.
of their gate to their house,
Yeah.
you can't tell them to move. So people,
Wow.
businesses, homes, people can't sell their homes because it smells like a homeless encampment close by.
Wow.
People down, COVID, people are hard times. I'm not saying nothing about that, but it's just crazy to see what the city's gone to.
Right. Different cities are taking it a different way.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? That's
yeah.
crazy. That's crazy, man.
Um, that's like the last place in the nation where there's a red box.
Right.
And then on top of it, there's a homeless dude smoking meth behind every single one. I'm like, this is a trip, bro.
That's crazy. I went to, man, I haven't been to Portland in about 20 years. Last time I was out there, it was green. It was nice. It was like real homey, real low key and stuff. But to hear about that sounds crazy.
It's dirty.
That's
dirty.
crazy. So let's get into West Haven, man. So
Yeah.
so where did the name West Haven come from, bro? How'd you get that?
I was like 19 in sound school up in LA, and my one of my roommates, this cat from Long Island, goes by Bless. He just started calling me West Haven, and it stuck from that moment.
Was it hence to like West Craven? Or?
Yeah, it was because we were rapping and everything, and I guess at a young age I was trying to be real deep and dark or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Going through that experimental phase of my music or whatever.
Yeah.
That I think a lot of us start off underground and conscious, and as life forms us and shapes us, sort of end up going a more polished, or however you want to put it. We end up changing our early
Right,
intentions in music,
Right. Right.
So
So you said you was in sound school when you got that name then?
yeah.
So
up in
how old
LA,
were you there?
I was 19, bro.
You-
19 or 20. I graduated sound school when I was 20. So yeah.
So was it around 19 and 20 when you started rapping then?
Uh, I mean, when I started actually recording, yeah. But I started writing probably like 13. I didn't really realize I was starting to write raps. I did write rap. I wrote poetry and I wrote like punk rock songs starting at like 13.
Right.
And I even remember before that, my bad, bro. I remember like 8 years old and like third, fourth grade. We were living in Pacific Beach, and the neighbor kid, he was into rap too. I had like Vanilla Ice tape. He had an MC Hammer tape or something. And we were playing
Damn, yeah.
back to back, and we would take a basketball and dribble it to keep the beat while the other one would try to, spit their little rhymes or whatever.
That's
And
tight.
that was back to like third grade. So
That's tight. And I know a little bit about you. I know that you come from a musical family.
yeah,
Let's talk about some of the
shout out
musical
mom.
background that you come from and stuff.
I guess yeah, that's what got me into music 100%, or showed me the way. I would say showed me there was like a legitimate something you could do as just a normal person was through seeing my mom. She plays blues, plays a harmonica, and my stepdad as well, real gifted guitar player. They're up in Portland now. They're outside of Portland in Central Oregon, but my mom's been up there for like 30 years now. And yeah, that's what got me into music. I started running like the soundboard or the PA. They didn't have a full soundboard, just running the PA at bars when I was about 13, 14, going to visit
Just
my
helping mom and dad just get their
Yeah.
sound right.
Right.
That's
I was
tight.
like, oh, the harmonica doesn't sound good.
Right.
Let me hook mom's
Right.
up.
That's tight.
Make her
That's
shine.
tight.
So that's what really got me into sound and just into music scene.
Right.
Like that it was tangible. It was something that a normal person could do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Were they doing covers, or were they doing original work, or what were they working on?
Both. I think like rap is one of the few genres where we don't really do much for covers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Which is funny because then a big artist, they'll come out and do a cover, and
Right.
it's people
Huge.
love it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But as a smaller artist, they're like, people look at you funny. So
Right.
that's one of those weird things.
So when did you start like rapping and going like, shit, I really want to do this rap thing. Like this is something I really want to do.
I guess in high school, I was in a poetry class, and a lot of my classmates said, this. Even when I wasn't trying to rap, they said, this sounds like rap, and that kind of pushed me into more doing that. And then I had a friend that I didn't know what I was gonna do after high school. I took like one semester of community college and dropped out, and I was just hustling and working a regular job, and you know being young,
Where'd you
right?
where'd you go to high school at?
I grew up all over San Diego, and I ended up going to high school in San Diego. So,
Oh, okay, okay.
Encinitas, yeah. So I got lucky on that one, but yeah. After high school, I didn't know what I was gonna do, and I had a friend who was like, "Man, I'm going up to the sound school up in LA," and
Yeah.
he knew I was real passionate about that, so I looked into it. Me and my dad went up there and toured the campus or whatever, and yeah, I ended up signing up a few weeks, or I think I joined like the next semester, or the next session when it joined or whatever when it started. Lived up there for 6 months and interned. It's funny because that was it, like the transition period from analog to digital.
Yeah.
And I trained on almost all analog equipment.
Damn.
I spent one weekend, maybe 2 weekends on Pro Tools studying digital.
Right.
And and in my life, in my professional life, I've never really touched any analog equipment.
Right.
other
Because it's
than-
all digital now.
It's all in the box. It's all
Yeah,
digital.
yeah.
A couple studios, we had some hardboard equipment, maybe some reverbs, effects, processors
Right.
at the most, but never. I mean, we spent freaking hours, weeks learning how to
Chords and
learning,
analog
and
shit.
learning how to tune the tape reel, the reel to reel,
Right.
which was like a very tedious process. I never even never seen one in a
Right. Since then.
other than the studio I interned in,
Damn.
working up there,
Wow.
or going to school up there. So
That's-
I've seen like a 1/4 inch. I think you even had one in the old studio,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
back sitting there.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple people have relics like sitting off to
Yeah.
the side, but
It
never
don't
seen
work.
one in use.
Yeah. So let's talk about that, man. You've seen a lot change in the music game, and since you were doing it. When you were growing up and you were listening to music, you said that you had some MC Hammer and the bro had Vanilla Ice. Were you growing up kind of listening to rap, or was that
Oh yeah,
the influence?
Yeah. Like I said, I grew up all over San Diego. We lived in when I lived with my mom before she moved up to Oregon, we lived in City Heights, and we go down to Kobe, swap meet like every weekend pretty much. Remember, like my first tapes were like De La Soul, 3 Feet High and Rising. I had a Too Short tape.
Damn. You De La Soul and Too Short?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
And then there was actually a cat from San Diego, a Mexican cat named Skate Master Tate that like very few people ever remember hearing about.
Yeah.
And I had a couple of his tapes that he was selling them at the swap meet back in the '80s. Like that.
Was
shit
he doing
cool.
mixtapes and shit like that?
No. He was a rapper.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
bro.
okay.
So it was yeah, man.
Because you said his name was Mix Master?
No. Skate Master Tate.
Oh, Skate Master Tate.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Kind of big old heavy set Mexican cat back in the '80s doing his thing, you know.
That's what's up. Shout out to Skate Master
Yeah,
Tate, man.
for real.
Foundation. You feel me?
Yeah, bro.
That's what's up. So you grew up kind of shit going to Kobe Swap Meet and coming around here. Did you grow up around like listening to any of the local artists that were in San Diego or any of the local scene out here, or were you kind of more into like the mainstream shit that you were getting a hold of?
Well, I mean, I don't know how much of a local scene we really had until the 2000s as far as rap music.
Right.
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
Right.
And then I actually used to be kind of a part of Writer's Block down there in San Diego for a while. Trying to promote
The
that
graffiti thing.
Yeah, and we had some DJs and other artists trying to make this movement for a while back in, I think that was before I moved to Hawaii, so early 2000s. Yeah, as far as local music, like I said, San Diego, we always been kind of LA's little
Yeah.
cousin or whatever, however you want to put it. Red Hot Chili Peppers, kind of LA, San Diego vibe.
Right.
Listening to them growing up.
No POD, nothing like that.
I wasn't real big into them. I kind of, if I was into rock, it was like harder, and
Yeah.
they were hard, but I wasn't into that rock rap thing too much.
Yeah.
I wanted one or the other, kind of.
It was
Know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, but they had some great music, and they had some positive music.
Yeah.
I definitely support that.
So you remember the first time you got into the studio, man, and actually recorded the first song, or got into the booth and was like, "Damn, you know what? I like the way my voice sounds. This is like something I want to pursue."
I don't think I liked the way my voice sounded the first time I stepped in the booth, but
No?
that's been, that's constant work. But shoot, probably like the first recordings would have been up at school, and that was on. Actually, I did like the way that sounded because we were on, again.
Did you record on analog the first
yeah,
time? Like
yeah, and
recording?
we got to record sessions on SSL and everything.
Wow.
So it's like stuff that I'm never gonna.
You had the shit.
Never gonna touch.
Yeah.
Mics that I'm never gonna touch.
Yeah.
And all that. So.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
How was that experience? Cool. Did you get to meet some people that you got to continue relationships with through there?
So, being 19 and living close enough to where I could come down on the weekends to Dago and get in trouble, and I didn't focus enough on what I should have.
Got you.
And I did great in the school. But I didn't network, and I was too young to realize that's really what I was paying for was that network. Like if you go to college, people get into fraternities because it's a big network that lasts with you your life, and that's what you're paying for more than that education. Because you can go to Miracosta or wherever Palomar, get the same education you're gonna get from UCSD.
Yeah.
No, relatively,
yeah.
Same classes.
Yeah.
But
same certificate.
Yeah. So, but you're paying for that network, and I didn't take advantage of that. I kept in contact there. Actually, there was one person I'm still friends with, and we're tight from Sound School. But other than that, I sort of like kept in contact, and then things faded away over the years. Like that cat Bless, I remember I looked him up a few times.
Yeah.
Could never find him,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's man, social media is like that, man. You could find somebody, and if they ain't on social media, it's like they don't exist.
Right.
You're like, fuck, they ain't on the social media. What the hell? That's just crazy. So let's talk about some of the music, man. I know that you recorded some of the music, the shit when we was rocking and shit like that. What was the first project that you came out with? Because you was in a group first, right?
Yeah, Knuckleheads. Rest in peace, Danny Mac. We were together 10 years. And that. Yeah, we were together 10 years. We did some good stuff. Had some sponsorship management. We were a little too immature in ourselves. You know what I mean? We definitely rocked out before we were really there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Lived that life before we were there, and kind of fizzled out before we ever even made it there. To be honest,
Yeah.
And then when you and I met and started working, you know, professionally and everything, that's when I kind of had like made the decision to really go my own direction, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and with my solo career. And
Did you when you got on was it your first time getting on stage? Were you solo or did you do it as a group thing or how did you get on stage?
first time performing, first time performing was solo, actually.
Yeah, you remember
Yeah,
that?
yeah, definitely. Because, well, I mean, I'd probably done house parties or something before that, but my first time in a club, I used to go and perform at the Kraken in
Oh
Cardiff.
yeah, 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 yeah. I know the Kraken. Yep, yep,
And
yep.
they on Tuesday nights they used to do like a urban dance night. And I knew the DJ. I was like 19, 20. This is right after sound school, and he used to I used to have to sit and wait by the window, and he'd be like, "All right, you can come on." I go in, the bouncer would let me in. I couldn't have no drinks. I'd do my little 3 songs, and I'd have to leave.
Damn, damn.
So you know, and I got paid to perform before I could go and pay the bar to drink. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, that's cool.
So that shit was cool.
Hell yeah.
And again, it's one of those things where I kind of like,
Were you West Haven still at that
yeah,
time?
yeah, yeah. You know what? Shoot. Definitely when I was doing those shows at the Kraken, I started off. I had 2 names I bounced around on my own to start.
What was the first one?
Oh man, Cream Deluxe, man.
Cream
The
Deluxe.
Cream Deluxe, boy. You know the Cream Deluxe, and then I was,
Nobody's ever got that out you.
you know what I'm saying? Hey, real talk though, that was my tag on Twitter for a minute though.
Cream Deluxe.
And then I was bouncing around with this idea because I was listening to a lot of Wu-Tang and into a lot of underground, like I said, you know. So I was bouncing around with the Buddha Priest for a minute, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that didn't really stick.
Buddha Priest, Cream Deluxe, and went to West Haven. God damn, you touched them all.
Yeah.
So what music when you started like getting able to? I know that you said you had some De La Soul and you had the MC Hammer and such. When you started getting into the music and you got to buy some music, what were some of the albums that you were getting into and like some of the influences that you were kind of maybe buy in the music
You
scene?
know, definitely. I mean, I think unless I don't have older siblings or older family members like cousins and stuff, or like a younger uncle to put me on to stuff, so
Right.
I definitely came in through like the mainstream avenues to
Yeah.
begin,
Like MTV and shit like that.
and then had to figure out, you know, and of course you got your group of friends that
Yeah.
you guys kind of, you all go and look for that thing that nobody has yet, and then you
Right.
share that with your friends. So we were really into underground hip hop. Like Hieroglyphics was a big influence.
Was it a West Coast, East Coast feel when you were
Both,
growing up?
both definitely.
Both,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? And it's funny because
You weren't brainwashed by Tupac?
no, I wasn't. You know, I love Pac. I love Pac, but I've never been. And I'll say it right now. Hey, to me, hate on me all you want. Hate on me all
He's
you
gonna
want.
say it.
I didn't even say notorious.
Oh no, he said it. No.
Nah, I mean, when it comes to it, like poetry, Pac all day.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to like lyrical rap, yeah, I'm gonna say Big. You know.
Yeah.
When it comes to heartfelt, Pac. You know, when it comes to, I feel like maybe more innovative, more make you think, East Coast.
Gotcha,
You know, except
gotcha.
for a few artists. Like now you got Hopsin. Hopsin will make you think. You
Right.
know, shoot, definitely some underground hitters from the West Coast that are making you think. Not coming to the top of my mind right now, but you know.
So I got a question. I've never asked anybody this, but when we were growing up, we all had like found music at around the age that we found at 10 to 13 or whatever that we started listening to music and shit like that. Is there any artist that you grew up listening to that you still listen to this day?
Yeah. Punk rock, definitely. Like some Minor Threat, Bad Brains, Gorilla Biscuits, Misfits. I'd say at least on a weekly basis, I listen to, if not one or all of those. Reggae music, I listen to a lot of Alba Rossi, which I started listening to in high school. Of course, Bob Marley, Damian Marley.
Yeah.
And then for hip hop, I mean, you might agree, a lot of us cats, like the era that we grew up in, for lyricism anyways, is the golden era of hip hop, and I think that's undisputed.
The
you know?
90s.
Yeah, 90s, early thousands. So, you know, I listen to a lot of probably, I guess, for the throwbacks, I listen to more East Coast. but I still love some Dub C. You know, as an artist or as the group. You know,
Yeah,
West
yeah.
Side Connection and
Right,
Dub C
right.
as a lyrical like gangster artist. That's one of the most lyrical artists out there. You know what I
Any new
mean?
artists that you listening to right now?
Oh yeah, I mean, I love Joyner Lucas.
Yeah, Joiner's dope. Joiner's
You
dope.
know, and then I stay, you know, listening to the current like the whole ATL vibe just to see what you know what they're coming with. I'm actually kind of glad that you asked that because again, and coming from that golden era, you know, there's a lot of this and that about you know the new era of hip hop and mumble rap or whatever. I really like how rappers now are incorporating a lot more melodies
Yeah, it's very melodic.
and I'm trying to incorporate that more in my music instead of like shoving a 16 down your throat of what I want to say about how fucking cool I am or whatever.
Right, right.
Try to vibe to the beat a little more.
Right, right,
Leave
right.
something that's gonna stick with you or something that they can get into and vibe with. You know what I mean? So I really appreciate how that's come more into rap.
Right.
Um, and I think like you know these major artists when if you actually listen to what they're saying, saying the same shit we've been saying, just
Right.
in their new way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, you know, I appreciate it. Little Baby, Dub Baby. I mean, Dub Baby's not like a mumble rapper, but he's obviously in his bag like,
Yeah, he's
all
doing
day.
good. Yeah, he's doing good.
Yeah.
That guy came out of fucking left field. I saw that guy
Yeah.
like a first video. I think I seen him. He do like a UPS video with a package or
Kinda
something.
funny, right?
Yeah, and
Kinda, yeah.
blew up after that
Yeah.
shit. That shit was crazy.
Definitely. I like talking about cats kind of coming up. FBF the Pac-Man.
Oh
you know him?
yeah. I like
Funny-ass
him,
motherfucker.
man. I like him, bro.
Yeah.
You know what? So crazy. So there's a rapper from Chicago named Sada Baby who I follow.
Yeah.
I like him. And he did a song with him, and I never
Yeah.
heard it with him, so that's how I got put on him. And then I heard him, and I was like, "Oh, this kid's got." And then I started listening to his shit, and I watched a couple of interviews with him. He's funny. He's a real down to earth dude. He's like, "Man, I work for the post office. I'm not quitting my job. Like this is a 401k. I'm making good money as a rapper, but this is a
Right,
401k. like
yeah, he's a
thinker.
funny cat.
Yeah.
And those types of cats are usually real humble like that too. And you figure when you flip things like that and make it funny but still dope, you gotta be pretty damn smart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
man. And he takes shots at himself.
Yeah.
He makes himself look funny. Like, you remember Little Dicky?
Yeah.
He
Well,
is-
it was good. He did his show and blew up. And,
That's it. He got what he wanted.
I fuck with Dickie. Like,
Yeah.
I really have nothing bad I could say about him. Corny at times, but that's what he was doing,
But
and he
was
did it
gassed.
great.
That was it.
Yeah.
He was like a new Weird Al Yankovic almost.
Right.
Just playing with the shit, having fun with it. You could tell he wasn't serious, but he was killing having fun.
Yeah,
You know what
bro.
I'm saying? So let's talk about some of your new shit, man. You working on anything new right now?
Yeah, it's been I set I guess I shot for the moon, so I landed in the stars this year. I'm gonna end up doing something close to like 60 new tracks
Holy
within
crap.
12 months. So
60?
Yeah, so I served I served a year out in AZ, came out and I'd almost put music up. You know, I was really just in the streets, and that's what led me to serving that time.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was in there, that's kind of how I got over. That's how I got by. That's how I passed my time to begin with, of course. But that's how I made a lot of friendships, a lot of connections. Stepped over some boundaries and whatnot, and really got by in there. You know what I mean? And people, said I should. People got behind it. So
How was it growing up in California and then kind of moving to AZ and kind of damn near starting fresh? Because anytime that you move out to a new state, it's like a fresh start. You know what I'm saying? Or how was that, or was it not so bad because you knew some
Well,
people, or how was that?
I mean, I've been going there my whole life. I have family out there my whole life,
Okay,
but never spent more than maybe a week or something at a time.
Okay.
And then I do know some people that like maybe half of the Style and Soul squad is out there. I've been
Yep.
messing
Shout out
with-
to Style and Soul.
Definitely, man. They
Yeah.
coming up this year, definitely.
Yeah, we gonna get them in
Definitely.
here for sure.
Yeah, so and I've been working with them since they probably 14, 15 years old. So,
Yeah.
So that was good. That's like having family out there, Modiz, Ben, and Mike, their manager, and a few of the other boys out there. So that's all good. But yeah, I really didn't know nobody in there. And then coming out was like I could have came back to Cali on Interstate Compact, but my girl had got a good job, so we stayed out there. And I got a good job, well, a decent job right out of jail at a restaurant, and the restaurant closed down. This is right before COVID. Restaurant closed down. for no real reason. It's a brand new restaurant, just didn't make it. Whatever. Got another job doing live sound. In my field, what I'm passionate about. It was for corporate events and whatnot. Not doing music, but still it's doing what we do and
Yeah, yeah.
getting paid. Decent, 25 an hour, 37.50 on overtime.
Shit,
I'm
chill.
like, cool. Got a hernia.
Oh shit.
I get the hernia surgery. They bump the surgery up, move it quicker. I get the surgery, heal up. Spent only about a month healing up, and COVID broke out.
Wow.
So they're not doing any more live events.
Right. Damn.
So now I'm out in AZ really with no way to make no money. So that has been interesting. You know what I'm saying? Trying not to go back to the ways that got me to how I ended up there. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like I said, it's like felony COVID with no dollars, put my back right where the wall is. So I really feel like, I got my back up against the wall right now. So,
yeah.
so the music is my passion, and that's where I'm, putting all that energy into, I guess. So, luckily, you do things for long enough, you got residuals. Like, I'm okay. Things aren't like they were before I went in, but I'm okay. You know, so.
Was 2020 because everything's shutting down and shit like that? Was that a time for you to kind of focus on you and kind of figure out some shit and like what the fuck going on type thing?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Good, a lot of tough times, you know what I'm saying? Like, the whole work from home. I'm used to kind of being on my own schedule, but my girl being there all the time and us not getting out the house.
Yeah.
Interesting. Good and bad, like I said.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
It's sometimes good to breathe.
Yeah,
It's sometimes good to breathe.
You gotta get a little space to want. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Nah, I feel it, man. So 60 projects, man. Are you planning on putting this on one fucking album, or how you gonna disperse this?
No. So, like I said, I'm shooting for 60. Realistically, I got like probably gonna end up 45, 50 somewhere in there.
Okay, so you got 60 to work with. You're gonna cut that down.
60 that I'm shooting to do. I'm gonna end up putting out. So as I was saying,
Okay.
Serve the felony, blah blah blah. I released the first album that I released when I got out was the material I was working on before I got locked up and before I really.
What's that album called?
Lost in Transition, Lit. So that's the Lit. Lost in Transition. That's basically me going through my mother-in-law dying and hitting the streets to pick up. My lady wasn't able to work, so picking up that extra work and all that, and then going to jail and coming out. So that's my Lost in Transition. So I put all that out, and then I put that out in May. So until May of this year, I'm giving myself that time
to push that.
I dropped those 10. Right now, I got another. I've dropped 4 off of this 10 song project that's almost finished. I came in here and finished up one of the songs. I got 6 songs already done behind that. Got the artwork already commissioned and deposits already paid in the works on that. Got a 6-song project with another cat. He's doing all the singing. I'm doing all the rapping. Pretty much wrapped up. And we already got.
Do we got project names on these?
So we got the 6th song I'm doing. So what I started to do is I'm picking up beat packages from producers and doing whole albums with just that producer.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of maintain this sound throughout that album.
Gotcha.
So the 6-song joint, 8 songs. I don't even know what I got on all of them, but I'm working with one producer from Britain. That one I'm calling Still Lit. Shoot. I got so many. It was gonna be called Bruh America when we were going through all that everything
bricks.
this year.
Yeah.
So it was like Britain in America, Bruh America. And I switched that up. It's something Still Lit.
Bruh America.
Yeah. Oh, it's Still Lit. Adventures of Trap Have, I'm gonna introduce some of that comic character thing we were talking about before the interview, taking it back to like some of that Wu-Tang shit when they was doing like the Tony Stark's albums and shit like that.
So is the comedy part gonna be like a skit, or is it gonna be an actual character?
Comic book, yeah. Trying to make a character. What I'm trying to do is like create more of a world that people can get, because these days everybody can stream a song on Spotify. You can watch one video on Spotify, but that's not keeping people coming back to purchase into this whole product, because it's more you selling your image, right? So you look at people like Wu-Tang, they created whole worlds, right? You know what I'm saying? Hieroglyphics created a whole world, right, that people could get involved in. So that's why what I want to do with these albums. And like that album I did, at the Dungeon, 90 Days in the Dub Lounge, that was like a concept album, that's all plays together. So I'm still working sort of on that concept. For a while, for a long time, albums have been dead, and I believe they are, unless you create something more than what they can get streaming a song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, bring those skits back in, bring the comedy back in, bring something more than just. And now, songs are 2 to 2.5 minutes. They used to be 3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I'm all for the 2 to 2.5 minutes. That's cool. But let's throw some other spice in between, or maybe to connect these stories
Right.
and bring those people into this world. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to do. And then clothing can, all that shit can come with that, because you get them more drawn into that.
How many projects have you put together in your artistry?
Knuckleheads, we had 2 albums. Myself, I put out 2 solo, 3 solo, and then this year I'm shooting for 3 solo plus 1 new group. That group with the singer, we're calling it the Goonies.
Okay.
And kind of theming it on like the movie with the pirate imagery and all that stuff. So that's gonna
How
have
did you
a
meet
cool
the singer? How'd you come across?
My girl worked with him at Yelp. He kind of sing and rap and everything, and we just started vibing. And I put together like a whole project for him in the studio back there in Phoenix. And then I had shopped all these beats from one of those producers I was working with and picked up a big package. And I just felt that these songs would fit his vibe, and we came together, and it's sort of something different than what I normally do. So it's, like I said, a lot of really letting the music take me more than me trying to force the music, or us coming together and forcing the music, however you look at it.
Is the project gonna feature the R&B singer on every song? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we got singing. There's like one hook I think we rap on. He raps too. So, but pretty much he's singing on every hook. And then, we're trying to reach out and figure out if we can get some at least B-list features or whatever. I'm gonna call some A-list features.
Yeah, features. Just some features for a good price.
yeah. Some A-list features for a B-list price.
You know what I'm saying?
But so we're gonna actually we want to do this correctly, and then feel like he's putting 2 solo projects out this year. I'm putting like 3-4 out this year, like I said. So all that should build that momentum and everything, and running under my label, Illustrious. So and I'm still kind of stimulating that Knuckleheads thing that I was talking, the group, and reintroducing, trying to make like a collective of artists, because Knuckleheads is really just like, if you ever felt that you didn't fit in or whatever, it's for anybody like that.
Got you. Like a collective you're trying to build.
Yeah.
Got you. So I like to ask artists, man, when they come on the show, something that we could basically goals that we could set. So like when I get you back on here 6 to 8 months from now, we can achieve these goals. Give me an achievable goal that you want to achieve in the next 6 to 8 months. Nothing crazy. Don't want to land on the moon, nothing like that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, like I said, I'm gonna say 3 albums.
Okay.
So
in 8 months.
Oh yeah. Because they already finished. So it's really right now. It's just honestly they already finished. So right now it's just doing them correctly, releasing them correctly, getting
Give me the 3 titles.
So for the Goonies, we're just calling it Goonies Volume 1.
Okay.
For West Haven, you got Still Lost in Transition, Adventures of Trap Have, and then the one that's already half released right now, I got 4 more singles done, just setting the release dates, is Pardon My Illiteracy.
Okay.
So.
Okay, word, man. Well, shit, you got a lot of motherfucking work to do.
Yeah, bro.
Shit.
Yeah, like I said, the hard part's done. Now it's just getting the money together and getting it out there right. That downtime of COVID, I would really try to focus on how to do this correctly. I always focus on the music, but it's 80% the business side in this business, unfortunately. So
and 80% of that, 40% of that comes from social media. So what is the social media you rocking with right now?
Everything under West Haven. We getting the Goonies thing out there. It's not out there yet because I'm trying to take all these steps correctly now. You know what I'm saying? So we getting all our artwork done, all of our imagery done, all the photo shoots, all that's ready before we release anything. You know what I'm saying? So that's like, I mean, my goal, releasing all these songs. I've been listening a lot to Charlie Jabley. I think you know who Charlie is. He was 2 Chainz manager.
Okay.
Over there, and brought Travis Porter to market. Brought 2 Chainz out. I've been listening to a lot of his podcasts, which isn't out there anymore. It's not available. But anyways, he said, man, just hit that release button. So
Right.
put the music out. Don't stress too much about the art. Don't stress too much about everything. Now, that's okay for me personally, but for that project, that Goonies, when I'm coming together, we're gonna
Right.
do that 100%. So all this other thing that I'm doing, I'm that's gonna catch on, and then
Right.
that back catalog is gonna kick in once
Right.
that one that we promote correctly. You know what I'm saying? So I've been spending a lot of time trying to
And
learn the algorithms and
What'd
all
you say the
that.
name of the label was that you created?
Illustrious,
Illustrious.
yeah, Illustruss, Illustress. So yeah, it's Illywood Studios. It's always been that, when I moved up to LA after we was working in the dungeon, when I moved up there, that was Illywood Studios. So I just ran with that name out in Phoenix, and yeah, man, just been putting a lot of time and money still into this,
I feel you. Trust
Yeah.
me, I feel you. I don't know if you noticed, but I put a couple dollars up.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? No, that's what's good, man. Well, shit. Where can they follow you at on Instagram? What's your Instagram, man?
Man, anywhere, everywhere is at West Haven. So yeah, Instagram is one word. Most of any streaming sites is gonna be West space Haven. Most of social media is gonna be one word because of the at and the
Right.
tag. So yeah.
West Haven, man.
Yes,
All right,
sir,
man. Well,
yes,
shit,
sir.
we got 3 projects to put together in the next 8 months. We got some
Yes,
goals,
sir.
man. We got to learn a little bit about you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
And
sir.
well, this will probably be out on Spotify before any of your albums. But it's all good, man. I appreciate you taking the time to come to the Random Podcast Show, and we're gonna tap back in, brother.
All day, all day. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.